So, how about a new law? My purpose for my speech today is to tell you guys or make you more aware of a very big problem going on in the United States. Did you know that according to a Self magazine, the unhealthiest city, and this is nationwide, this is not like just here in the state or any other state, but the unhealthiest city currently in the United States is Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that is just insane to think that out of all the places in the United States, it's so close to home. And even closer, Oklahoma City is ranked as number 10. Tulsa, Oklahoma is ranked as number 1 because of their very poor habits. They have really high risk disease, and the rate of life expectancy is falling, and especially for women. Oklahoma City ranks as number 10, and there's plenty of reasons for that, but for the next, that fact right there, that should be enough to tell you why. We have 835 and counting fast food joints here in Oklahoma City. My reason for this speech is obviously to persuade you to contact your congressman to propose a new law that will implement a higher tax on high-caloric food, like fast food restaurants or even sit-down restaurants, or even certain items at the grocery store that will, not very good for your health. And everyone is aware of this, of course. It's been going on for a long time. And because of severe access into the internet, I was able to confirm these obesity rates through research. So today I will explain the threat in the nation. I will propose to you my idea and how we can try to implement this law or push it. And I will also give you some evidence and support to kind of, not leave you hanging it, so you can see that this could indeed help our nation. So I'll give you some studies and etc. So unfortunately, obesity affects the whole entire country and very many places in the world. But unfortunately, of course, it affects the United States the most. And the bad part of this is that obesity is so bad it has now started to affect children. According to Carol Ogden, she stated in the Journal of the American Medical Association that childhood obesity has doubled in children, like small children, and tripled in adolescents within the last 30 years. And in the Journal of Pediatrics, Friedman adds in that obesity are most likely to have higher risks from cardiovascular disease or diabetes, and like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or as you can see on this slideshow. And not only do we have physical problems with this issue, but we also face financial problems. Because of that, and as you can see here, obesity can complicate a person's life because they can have more ailments, which means more ailments like illnesses, you'll have to miss more work, and if you miss more work, you get paid less, right? And not only do these individuals have to pay, but also like places like hospitals have to pay. Why? This is why. We must pay more money in order to buy oversized tools and equipment to help these individuals. I believe, yes, hospitals pay about 8 times more for a larger sized wheelchair than a regular wheelchair. 8 times. And a bed, operating tables, it's crazy to think that one metal operating table can cost up to $30,000 for a larger person. Would you also imagine that not only do they have to pay for medical expenses, but they also have to deal with odder or weird stuff like having to pay extra fare, flying, yes, I don't know what you call it, extra air travel costs. Because sometimes they can take up to 2 seats, so they have to pay for the extra seat. And they must also sometimes, they must pay more on gas because the more weight a car can carry, the more gas it's going to have to burn. So my solution that I believe would help is the higher tax on plus food. And it has already been started, like in California, they have to pay on fast food. For some reason, if they take it to go and if it's a cold food, they do not have to pay the tax, but if it's set down and it's a hot food, they do. The only reason they have to pay for it if they leave is if it's in a package, like say like a box of donuts and it's like more than one. So if states were to implement a new law that places higher tax on colored foods, it would begin to slow the rate of purchase of these foods, and from there it would benefit people physically and financially. Obesity also impacts the nation by there's like direct costs, like obesity-related direct and indirect costs that exceed 100 billion annually. So imagine what we could do with all that money that is spent on other ways. Studies have proven that reducing calorie consumption, the money spending by raising the tax on certain fat items, and according to a study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine in March 2012, a 10% tax on soda led to a 7% reduction in calories in soft drinks. So researchers do strongly believe that if we raise it even higher, of course it will be more effective. And according to the California State Board of Equalization, which they're the ones that started this movement of higher taxes for the benefit of people and fix this problem. The sales tax applies to food and beverages, whether eaten at the restaurant or to go, as I mentioned previously. And as I've said, you can help this cause by contacting your congressman. You can go easily to house.gov/representative/sign and enter your zip code, and there you will find a list of the representatives and then yours specifically. Or you can simply call them, and the number is here if you want to write down, and you can explain to them how you feel about the situation and how you would like to propose this new law that would help bring this problem to an end.